What's up, lasagnas? It's DylanLasagna here. Welcome to my Smackdown reactions for the July 26th, 2016 episode. So with that being said, let's smack down these reactions. So the show starts off with Shane and Daniel Bryan kicking things off. The entire roster is surrounding the ring. They want to establish their ground. They first start off by announcing that they're going to be doing like separate pay-per-views, starting with the Backlash pay-per-view. Well, which is expected because considering that they leaked out the pay-per-view schedule for the rest of the year already, so that's already set in stone now. And they need a new challenger for Dean Ambrose's WWE title. So they bring out Dean Ambrose. He's ready to fight. And what are they going to do? They're going to have a six-pack challenge for the main event of SmackDown Live, which will have John Cena, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler. Who was the other guy? Oh yeah, Bray Wyatt. So forgetful. And the sixth participant will go to the winner of a Battle Royal, which was the opening match of SmackDown. Now, Battle Royals tend to be so-so. Eliminations tend to be early and often, and nobody really gives a fuck. But I kind of like this Battle Royal. It's pretty good. And it came down to Zack Ryder, Kalisto, Apollo Crews, and Kane. And I like this Final Four. It's a little bit fresh, except for Kane, of course. And Kalisto got his ass handed near the end when he was on fire. He was doing his acrobatic moves everywhere, but then he got his ass thrown out one-handed by Kane, and then Zack Ryder got himself eliminated too by Kane. Chokeslam one-handed over the top rope. But then Apollo Crews, man, that reversal, chokeslam reversal, he flipped out the chokeslam. That was like absolutely one of the best reversals, if not the best reversal out of a chokeslam I've ever seen in a long time. It was so freaking awesome. And then Apollo Crews absolutely baited Kane into the getting eliminated. And Apollo Crews is heading to the six-pack challenge for the main event. So it's nice to see Apollo Crews get the win here. It's just that I kind of wish that WWE would give him like a little bit of a unique character and a better feud. But hopefully, after SmackDown Live, that they can refresh his character and give him a new feud to start fresh with. So we head into the six-pack challenge with John Cena, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, and yeah, the Battle Royal winner, Apollo Crews. And this was a very good match. I liked it so far. I just didn't like how they weren't all like fighting, like, because at some points during the match they were just like lying down, all KO'd and stuff, and they weren't constantly fighting, and there were only two competitors at the ring at one point during commercials. That was the only downside of the match, but I don't know, it's TV. But anyway, it was pretty cool. It would have been cool if Apollo Crews got a win. But then, it would have been nice to see Bray Wyatt get the win too, because that was who I was expecting to get the match against Dean Ambrose at SummerSlam. But then, Dolph Ziggler, out of all people, Dolph Ziggler, after John Cena hit like 3 attitude adjustments in a row, AJ Styles hit that phenomenal forearm onto John Cena, and then, out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler hit Sweet Chin Music onto AJ Styles, which instantly KOs him. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler is the #1 contender for Dean Ambrose's WWE title at SummerSlam. It's like, what? What is going on here? Is this real life too? Last night, or Monday night, it was Finn Balor who's gonna face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the new Universal Championship. And then earlier in that Monday night, Sasha Banks won the Women's Championship from Charlotte a month early when I thought she was going to win it at SummerSlam in Brooklyn, which I still think it could have gotten a bigger reaction. And then last night, Dolph Ziggler gets the victory in the six-pack challenge to face Dean Ambrose for the WWE title at SummerSlam. I mean, sure, like, all the hard work, all the grit, like, all the commitment, like, even though Dolph Ziggler has been constantly been put down by WWE, like, for these past 2 years, ever since he lost the World Heavyweight Championship because of a concussion, like, he's never quit, man. He's never quit. Like, I get how he feels, but I don't know why people, like, complain, like, oh, he's weak, this is gonna be a weak championship match. It's gonna be a wait and see, okay? Like, WWE has 4 weeks to make Dolph Ziggler into a credible world title contender again, and I believe that he could still make the most out of this opportunity. As he said, he will make the most out of his opportunity. So, at SummerSlam, it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE title. And we got, like, already 3 mega huge main events for SummerSlam. And I'm excited. We got Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. We got Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. And then we got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE title. I'm excited for SummerSlam already with those 3 matches, but I don't know which one will headline now because they're all good matches. So what do you guys think? Which one should really headline SummerSlam out of all those 3 matches? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler's moving on to SummerSlam, and I'm excited for it. I'm happy for the Ziggle Wiggles, and congrats to him. The Miz hosted Miz TV, where he promised he would interview a former world champion, a legend killer, a former intercontinental champion, which turned out to be himself. Didn't Chris Jericho do that like a couple of months ago? But anyway, apparently there's a squirrel there. God damn it. The Miz interviewed himself on Miz TV because, well, he's The Miz, and, you know, he's awesome, and he can do whatever the hell he wants on his show. And then here comes Randy Orton because, well, he heard Legend Killer, and he talks about his match against Brock Lesnar, and basically repeats the things that he said at Battleground, where it only takes 1 RKO to take down Brock Lesnar. Yeah, right. So this leads to a match against The Miz, and it looked like Randy Orton seriously hurt himself again because he landed on The Miz, threw him really hard, or Randy Orton like landed wrong when he was thrown out of the ring by The Miz because he was cussing and he was holding his shoulder like as if he was seriously hurt, or he was just selling like really good. I don't know. But then he appeared to be okay because he hit 1 RKO out of nowhere because The Miz is too stupid. And then Randy Orton was just lying in wait because I don't know why. It took like forever. And then he decided to hit another RKO out of nowhere to get the victory over The Miz in his first return match and warm-up match, I guess, for his match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Becky Lynch and Natalya had a rematch from Battleground, and it was better than their previous encounter. And I gotta admit, it wasn't as good as Sasha Banks and Charlotte in their match for the women's title on Raw. And you can't blame them. It's like Natalya and Becky Lynch had the task of trying to top Charlotte versus Sasha and what their match was like, and it was kind of hard to do. So, but it was a good match overall, and Becky gets the win with the disarmor on Natalya, making her tap, and Becky gets her redemption, tying the series at 1, and they'll probably have a deciding match in the near future to probably end the feud. And as Becky Lynch is getting interviewed by Renee Young, calling herself Becky Balboa, she's interrupted by the debuting Alexa Bliss, who already stakes her claim that she's going to make SmackDown Live a bliss-tacious show, and she's how she says she's already the personification of the new era. And this brings out the returning Naomi, and she basically takes down Alexa Bliss verbally about how she's already running her mouth, and she hasn't even stepped in the ring yet because of what she just said. And she's going to make SmackDown Live her show, Naomi's show. And this brings out Carmella, who basically confuses me because she only basically talks about how she's the princess of Staten Island, and she's going to make SmackDown fabulous. And then, yeah, that's all she said, which confused me of sorts. And then here comes everyone's favorite superstar female to hate, Eva Marie. I give you all the gift of all red. Drink it in, man. Eva Marie comes out with her very own, announcer during her entrance. It was so funny because, it's like she got her own, sort of movie announcer, and everyone was, booing her as if they were, booing Roman Reigns. She was getting the Roman Reigns heat, right there. And then she was absolutely soaking it in. She's actually drinking it in. I've seen her progress in NXT. It's she's actually progressing. She's actually understanding the performance part of the wrestling industry, not just the modeling part. But I mean, that's NXT. But we have yet to see her on the main roster. How she really is on her second trial on the main roster. So I'm excited to see how these women are going to stake their claim on SmackDown next week and moving forward. And it's going to be really exciting to see what's going to happen in the women's division for SmackDown. Heath Slater invaded SmackDown because he was still undrafted by either show. And he's pissed off that he's still the hottest free agent on the market. And he goes on to list his resume to Shane McMahon as a member of the Nexus, the Core, the one-man rock band, baby, the leader of 3MB and Social Outcasts, a 3-time tag team champion. It's who wouldn't want Heath Slater, man? And this is an absolutely great promo by Heath Slater. He's absolutely truthful right here, because Heath Slater absolutely deserves more than what he's getting right now. It's maybe a mid-card, a meaningful mid-card feud after that promo. But then afterwards, Rhino out of nowhere hits a gore. I thought I heard goal from JBL. In soccer, they say goal. I heard gore. I thought I heard goal from JBL. But Rhino out of nowhere hits a gore on the Heath Slater, and Rhino is now on SmackDown. So before I end this video, I want to talk about some of the people that are returning to WWE, including the one that we saw last night that's not named Rhino. Shelton Benjamin is to return to WWE. So I'm glad that Shelton Benjamin decided to come back to WWE, because I think he wants one last run before he decides to retire from professional wrestling. Or how old is he? 41? But I believe he still got it at his age. He's been doing good since he moved on from WWE in 2010 during New Japan, Ring of Honor, etc., etc. And he's been keeping himself healthy. He's still got the athleticism. He's still got that All-American background. And during his first WWE run, he showed us how awesome he is. He's especially that super kick from Shawn Michaels he received, and that match he had with Shawn Michaels. And it's just a shame that I kind of wanted him to have at least one world title run and a world title feud. And it's sad that WWE never capitalized on it. So maybe when he returns, that he could have a title feud with maybe Dean Ambrose or whoever the world champ is when he's on SmackDown. And yeah, I'm excited to see Shelton Benjamin return to WWE. I also heard Kurt Hawkins is going to return to SmackDown, like, somewhere in the near future. He's been doing pretty good, too. Especially on Grimm's Toy Show. He's been pretty funny on Grimm's Toy Show, too. But he's been doing pretty good as an indie wrestler and running Create a Pro. But I'm excited to see who's going to be on, like, returning veterans, who's going to be on Raw, who's going to be on SmackDown. American Alpha's set to make their debut, their tag team debut, next week on SmackDown. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see who's going to return, who's going to make their mark, like, returning vets going to make their mark, who's going to help the new generation of wrestlers. I'm excited. Overall, I like this episode of SmackDown. The first real live episode of SmackDown. I know it wasn't, like, as good as Raw, but, I mean, hey, Raw had a really great episode, and I really knew that SmackDown was gonna have a hard time to top it, and especially in the now they're competing against each other, and I feel bad for the Blue brand that they had to compete with such a good show, but it's expected SmackDown will rebound next week. But they did have, in regards to their own show, like the show's history, it was a great show. One of the better episodes that I've seen on, like, a SmackDown show in a while. I'm glad that they transitioned to a live show rather than pre-taping the show and recording on and putting it out on a different day. So rather than have people not watch it and just read spoilers, they're gonna have it live on Tuesdays when they really record it. So I really like what WWE is doing right now with this brand split and making SmackDown live. And it's a sign of things to come. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next week on Raw and next week on SmackDown. And it's going to be exciting to watch. Anyway, lasagnas, don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed my SmackDown reactions. Leave a comment down below for your SmackDown reactions for this week. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media links. They're in the description below. And always be delicious.